Well, we have Dan now on the line. Dan, what's your question for Nation Boy Ric Flair?
Yes, Ric Flair, how do you feel about CEO Eric Bischoff, non-NWO, just Eric Bischoff?
Well, he's not CEO. I'm going to correct you on that right out of the chute. He was the executive director for World Championship Wrestling, but as you know, Dr. Harvey Schiller pulled the plug on him. Right now, he is zero. He's only with the NWO. Ric Flair, what's your sense of what's going on with Eric Bischoff right now, with a lot of his power stripped?
Well, I think that he's having a hard time coping with it personally. I think that he thought he had everything in line and that he was going to be able to call the shots forever, and I think that he made a very political mistake when he thought that he could override a guy with the power of Dr. Schiller, and especially with a company of the magnitude of Turner Broadcasting.
I don't understand his intellect. When he comes back, the only thing he can say to the powers that be is, "Let me, give me a break."
Well, he took those speech lessons, Gene, those Dale Carnegie courses. They finally paid off big time. Rick, there's a question in the chat room from some guy, the Hitman. I don't know why you would use a lame name like that to be involved with wrestling, frankly. It seems to be the kind of guy that might pull hair in a tight spot if it came down to that. But, however, he wants to know, is anything going on between you and Medusa? That rumor's flying hot and heavy.
I heard that today at the in the lobby of the hotel.
Actually, I've never heard that rumor.
I
have the utmost respect for her. I think she's a tremendous athlete, a tremendous wrestler. I feel badly for the loss that she incurred last night. But as you all know, I was in a retirement match myself at one time, so her career's not over. And I think that down the line you'll see Medusa back in action, and she's a girl with a lot of class and a lot of style.
But there's no romantic link between you
and
Medusa.
Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever.
How about between you and your plastic surgeon, perhaps?
None whatsoever.
Here's another question, Gene, before we move on. We've had a ton of comments on the chat room. What's going on with Double A Arn Anderson? Ric Flair's longtime partner in the Four Horsemen and a good friend of Gene and Ric Flair, I might add.
Well, as everybody knows, Arn had very, very serious neck surgery. It's been almost 3 months ago now, and I think that people fail to realize that when the surgeon got in, he found much more extensive damage than had been preliminarily thought about, and the surgery required a lot more time, and the recuperation period, if he's ever able to come back, will be at least a year from now, is what I'm told.
I don't think it's any secret, Rick, Mark, that Arn Anderson is also a very big part of the behind-the-scenes operation of World Championship Wrestling. I have tremendous respect for his judgment. Hopefully, before getting back into the ring, we can get him back into the loop and backstage helping us back here in the locker rooms, the dressing rooms of World Championship Wrestling. He's got a great mind for this business.
One of the best.
Rick, a question from 5-0 in the chat room. Is there any wrestler you're currently mentoring or any young guy you think is going to be the next big thing in WCW and professional wrestling anywhere, I suppose?